dancing reporter for Create Your World News, and I'm celebrating the 46th annual race of the Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic. New sponsor is Colavita-Bialetti. They are new sponsors that's coming in, and they are doing a great job. And we also have sponsors with Cliff Bar as well. I am here with Richard Cox, who has put this whole thing together, who is keeping this whole thing together. The founder is David Walker, and his son is still here, David Walker Jr. But we're talking to Richard Cox. So, Mr. Cox, tell us about this race that you're having.
Well, thank you, Verona, for coming out. It's a great opportunity. We've been serving this community for 46 years. This is the 46th running of the event. An event takes place every year on Father's Day at Marcus Garvey Park. Like Verona said, you know, we're happy to have Colavita-Bialetti to be the title sponsors this year, but we also give recognition to Cliff Bar, who's also joining in. And of course, our host today is from Whole's Food, and I'm so gracious for them to letting us set up out front of their store and promote this race for another day.
Hey, thank you so much. And what do you hope to come out of this?
Well, we are happy that this year we're part of the USA Crit Series, which is part of the United States National Championship. So we're grateful that we have cyclists from all over the United States and some international ones that are coming here to race right here in Harlem, my home, for a national championship. It's almost like the NASCAR of cycling, where people from all over the country, we're stop number 4. Harlem is stop number 4 on this event. So they'll be coming here today, tomorrow to enjoy our great village.
Excellent. And who else do you have supporting you out here?
Well, I have plenty of people out here supporting me, not only from the great people at Whole Foods and so forth, but of course, we talked about Cliff already. But one of the great things we were also talking about is the Uptown and Boogie, which you guys will probably get to a little bit later on. That's the organization here. It's a bicycle advocate organization, but it also has something very interesting that you probably saw me on earlier, which is the Bicycle Blender. And also have my good friends over here from Bike Harlem. I mean, we just can't, you know, I mean, Maxine Daniels and so forth is a great person. You can definitely, we get a chance to talk to her. She'll tell you a little bit more about Bike Harlem. But I'm just so happy to be out here. It's gonna be a great day, a nice sunny day, and tomorrow's gonna be even more hotter. I mean, what better weather could you ask for in 2018?
Well, yes, especially when we were having cold weather. So it had to be this event, to bring out the actual summer.
But most importantly, Verona, we always are grateful to have Harlem's own United States Olympian, Nelson Vales, who started out racing on this particular course in this event several years ago. So Nelson went from racing on this race course we're talking about here tomorrow at Marcus Garvey Park all the way to Olympics, where he became a silver medalist in the Los Angeles Olympics. So we get a chance to talk to him. You'll see more. He'll tell you a little bit more about his career, but most importantly, he is Harlem owned.
So thank you so much, Mr. Cox.
Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. We are here at Whole Foods at the 46th annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling.
Hi, I'm Judy Desiree from Uptown Boogie Bicycle Advocacy, and I'm here promoting healthy lifestyle and drinking. Go ahead, push forward. Yep, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Woo! Yes, hi. Yeah, so for many reasons, advocating biking, healthy lifestyle, drinking, also zero waste, using no energy, human power, using natural fruits and vegetables. Also, at the end, we're going to compost the skins of the bananas. So this is a completely zero waste, sustainable event. And I'm here to promote learning to ride, bicycle advocacy, biking, and supporting Uptown Manhattan and the Bronx communities. And yes, it's going to be a wonderful summer with more rides, social rides, and events throughout the year.
Greetings, this is Verona, the dancing reporter for Create Your World News, and I'm here with Mr. Nelson Vales, the Olympic cyclist. Now, you got to tell us how many gold medals and all that. He got to tell us the history, because this is absolutely phenomenal, and also about why he joined this event.
Well, I'm here at the Harlem Skyscraper. This is my homecoming event, which is where I started my cycling career. So from racing around the streets of Montmartre Park to being a New York City bike messenger to the Olympic Games, World Championships, and here I am for my homecoming again.
All right. I love it. People come now. People say that when we leave, we don't come back. This is a prime example of coming back. So,
Yes.
we got to, you have to go, and then you have to come back, and you have to show the people that you too can do this. If this is what you want, whatever industry you want to be, you could go and come back. It's no problem. And then you teach others. That's why they keep talking about teach one, each one teach one.
So race that we're promoting here, along with the folks at Whole Foods and Cliff and all the other bike advocacies, it just brings the family back together. And for me, it's like a nice reunion to see a bunch of people I grew up with, some of the cyclists that I used to race with, versus the new cyclists that are racing today. So this is a grand event, and I enjoy coming back home just for this.
Okay, yeah, and also that this event also promotes bike safety. So can you tell us something about that, what you learned on bike safety, that especially people riding in the street and have to share the road with the cars?
Yeah, well, the bike safety part is important because, the cyclists have to obey. And New York City has a lot of bike lanes now. So you don't want cars in the bike lane, so we shouldn't be out there with the cars if we can help it.
Oh, I know.
I gotta go.
Really? Oh.
Oh, hi. You ready? That was, you wasn't.
Greetings, this is Verona, the dancing reporter for Create Your World News, and I'm here with Mr. Nelson Bales, the Olympic cyclist. Now, he got to tell us how many gold medals and all that. He got to tell us the history, because this is absolutely phenomenal, and also about why he joined this event.
Well, I'm here at the Harlem Skyscraper. This is my homecoming event, which is where I started my cycling career. So from racing around the streets of Montmartre Park to being a New York City bike messenger to the Olympic Games, World Championships, and here I am for my homecoming again.
All right. I love it. People come now. People say that when we leave, we don't come back. This is a prime example of coming back. So, we got to, you have to go, and then you have to come back, and you have to show the people that you too can do this. If this is what you want, whatever industry you want to be, you could go and come back. It's no problem. And then you teach others. That's why they keep talking about teach one, each one teach one.
So race that we're promoting here, along with the folks at Whole Foods and Cliff and all the other bike advocacies, it just brings the family back together. And for me, it's like a nice reunion to see a bunch of people I grew up with, some of the cyclists that I used to race with, versus the new cyclists that are racing today. So this is a grand event, and I enjoy coming back home just for this.
Okay, yeah, and also that this event also promotes bike safety. So can you tell us something about that, what you learned on bike safety, that especially people riding in the street and have to share the road with the cars?
Yeah, well, the bike safety part is important because, the cyclists have to obey. And New York City has a lot of bike lanes now. So you don't want cars in the bike lane, so we shouldn't be out there with the cars if we can help it. I just want people to learn, and these groups behind us, they talk about the bicycle safety. They teach people, they got maps on where it's safe to ride, to commute to work, things like that. The city bike program is fantastic. So there's a lot of entities to the bike safety, and things you learn in New York City you can't read in a book.
Right. Okay. I see that. As I cross the street, I see that. So any more information about you, where people can find you?
Well, you can find me always on nelsonbales.com. I have my video blogs on social media, and also my YouTube channel. So I'll be filming this event and my experiences again of coming home, and you can just check me out. So I'll see you out there.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Bales. Hey, how are you doing, Maxine?
Doing good. I am doing really, really good today.
Okay, so tell us about this organization, Bike Harlem.
So, I Bike Harlem was started due to me wanting to bring history and culture to the forefront of Harlem. As you all know, we have several double-decker buses that cruise through our neighborhood with folks just on top of the bus, just staring at the folks in the neighborhood as if, they're afraid of us in some aspects. So it was my goal to get people off those buses in the streets, immersing themselves with the community and learning about the history and culture to knock down those negative connotations that people tend to have about Harlem.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, also, what else do you inspire to do with the organization?
So my goal is to grow it, to make it a bike shop cafe. So I want to bring community together with the cafe portion, as well as doubling it down with the bike tours and bike rentals.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. And you're going to have this kind of music in the cafe?
Oh yeah, come on, it's Harlem. We gotta bring the soul.
Okay. So here we're going to have soulful I Bike Harlem as you're touring. And we're going to get more, we want more information about you.
Yes, ma'am. You can find me at www.ibikeharlem.com. All of my information is there. You can sign up for a tour and learn more about me there as well.
Okay, and see that cafe coming up with the good music.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to dance this out. We are at the 46th annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic.
Get to the interview.
The Harlem Skyscraper started in 1974. I was with David Walker, who first started it, and we're now the 40-some year of
46
year of this. I started with the street merchants on 125th Street, and that was in 1973. I met David through there being a bad teenager then, and he used to get us out of jail. No, from going to the youth house, I'm not kidding. They had Bloomstein right there on 125th Street, and we got together, some friends I have from the political grassroots activists, so we formed a thing called the Harlem Street Merchants. And we took over that area, and they wound up building the mart there on 125th Street. But what has happened, the political agenda has never swayed its consciousness or service to grassroots people like myself. So we're still in chaos because the empowerment zone over here, where Ken Knuckles, who I call a poverty pimp, wants to move in now to take over the 125th Street Mart. We don't mind him coming, but we want to say that old business got to be taken care of before new business. We stood out there on that street from 1974 to about 80-something before he had the mart built. Now, when they built the mart, HUDC, the Harlem Urban Development, and HUCC with Jim Dowdy, took the contract, took the money, and they never saw that we were supposed to get once we were in the building. So I went on to LA to make a movie called Hell Up in Harlem. When I got back, unfortunately, the guys didn't know anything about politics, so they lost the mark through chicanery and politicians who were not in their favor. What now is what's happening in Harlem? I'm calling it now tribe politics. If you don't belong to a certain tribe, you ain't in. And what I'm saying, that's got to stop. So I'm glad to stand here today to just give you a portion of the history. I played the Apollo Theater in the 1973 MC Master Ceremony on the road for 3.5 years with Cuba Gooding and the Main Ingredients. Also, I've been in the movie Hell Up in Harlem. I still do theater, I'm still active, but most of all, I'm politically involved in this community. I don't care who comes here, I welcome you. But don't bring your TP and set it on top of mine. Everybody's coming here with money, don't mind that. The Europeans came here in the 1700s, and you saw what they did to the American Indian. Then they turned around in 1516, brought us in from Africa, put us in slave ships, and tell us even though we still can't be a black man. We're one-third of a black man back in those days. So we have a lot of still Uncle Tom Negroes. I don't want a senator. I don't want an assemblyman. I don't want a congressman. I don't want a political sentiment to come up and say, if you're not interested in the people and you're not interested in giving what the Declaration of Independence say, then you need to just sit down and shut.
What's the language?
I'm sorry, deliver. You got to deliver. If you don't deliver, we don't care. David Walker worked here as a patrolman. He used to get us out of jail, as I said earlier. And that's how I met him. And when he realized that we had something more to offer, because in the late 60s, early 70s, there were no jobs for black men unless you went to the post office or you lucked up for a job in the subway. Okay? So what I'm saying, this event, the Harlem Skyscraper Classic, brought by David Walker, founded with myself. Now my main man is taking over, Richard, and he is the guy in charge, and I'm glad to be here. And I hope I gave you enough to put in your pocket so you can walk away, not with an empty sock, but with a rock.
Oh, still, you sure did. So thank you so much for that enlightening history. And we will dance this way out. This is Verona, the dancing reporter for Create Your World News. So we're going to dance it out. Come on, let's go. Verona, the dancing reporter again for Create Your World News, and I'm here with Ken. All right, so we're going to talk about the bicycle, since this is the 46th annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic, and we have a cyclist here, and this is Ken, and I want to know how you started in cycling.
Well, you know, growing up, I played basketball, played with Gauchos in Riverside growing up. You know, and over time, just running, you know, your knee starts to take a beating. You know, I started jogging after playing basketball, but realized that jogging wasn't really it, and I needed to save my knees. So, you know, eventually I started cycling, you know, recreationally, borrowing, you know, friends' bikes and everything, just so that way I can kind of do something different from running. So in 2012, I actually was canvassing for President Obama at the time for a second election, and I happened to find a makeshift bike shop that I was able to rent a bike from to ride in the tour of the Bronx. I did 40 miles on a bike, without riding a bike previously. And so that was really my introduction to riding in New York City and just taking it to a whole nother level. So I rode in a bunch of tours. 2016, I decided to buy my first bike, not really realizing how transformative bicycling really is once you really get into it. So I started out with a single speed bike because, again, I didn't know I was going to be riding distance. So in 2016, I rode over 1,000 miles. I raised money for United Way of New York City, riding from New York City to Philadelphia with a bunch of friends. I rode maybe 4 or 5 centuries. A century basically is equivalent to 100 miles in one clip. 2017, I ruptured my Achilles, so I was out for a little bit. 2018, I realized that, you know, I was really taking this cycling seriously. So in order to take it seriously, I needed to upgrade. So what we have here...
Yes, talk about the bike here. This lovely bike.
We have the Bianchi 2017 CV Ultegra Infinito. It's an Italian bike, and for the amount of riding that I've been doing in the past, it just was the best bike for me. What we have on the bike is I actually have disc brakes on it, which if I was riding in the rain, disc brakes are better than having regular brakes on the bike. And what's interesting about the bike as well is that you'll notice that it actually doesn't have nuts on it to be able to take the wheels off. Right here. This is actually a tool, and it has a through axle where the wheel is always balanced. So it's a really, really effective bike, and it's made for the endurance rider. So I'm riding on 9W. I'm doing 30 and 40 miles through Central Park. So it's just the right bike. I mean, the bike also have I have clip-ins right here that you use that goes with these shoes, and what it really does is it reduces the impact when you're riding. Like many folks, when you're starting out, you have a regular bike, you have regular sneakers on, and it's all right for recreational riding. But when you're really starting to ride up hills and doing distance riding, having your foot clipped in to the pedal with these special shoes really helps you build traction with riding. And then in terms of safety, you know, I have a helmet on, I have gloves on, but these aren't just ordinary gloves. These are actually gel gloves. So that way I have a little bit of cushioning when I'm riding the bike. And then I just have on the right gear, at least from a cycling perspective, not for everyone, but the shorts are actually padded on the inseams. And then you have the backpack, which is basically used to put water in, or, you know, you can take the water pouch out and kind of put your accessories, you know, such as your bike patch, your pump, you know, all the things that you need to make sure that your ride is safe.
Okay, thank you so much, Ken. And you are a great interviewee because I didn't have to ask you so many questions. You kind of covered it all. So that's great. That's good. Where can people find you, follow you?
You can find me at Uptown Cycling on Instagram, or you can hashtag Uptown Cycling. And we're riding 9W Central.
Now, wait a minute. I drove around the 9W. Those roads are curvy. How you will get around those curves?
I would say with caution, you know.
It has to be with caution, because I don't know. Well, I'll be scared. I'll be going like 5 miles an hour.
But you figure, you know, the folks who are riding on 9W are really those who are really passionate about the roads and about cycling. So it's really a great community when you're riding out there on 9W. If you see someone fixing a flat or anything, folks are always eager to want to help, asking you okay. So it's really, when you're on 9W, which is the intersections between New York and Jersey, it's really a great community of those who are really passionate about cycling.
All right, thank you. This is Verona the Destin reporter at the 46th Annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic. And this is Ken, and you can find him again where?
Uptown Cycling on Instagram.
All right, thank you so much, Ken. Greetings, I am back, Verona the Destin reporter at the 46th Annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic. And I'm here with Wendy of the
Borough Bike Club, 5BBBC.org.
Okay, so tell us about this club that you have here.
We're the Borough Bike Club, and we have 3 tiers of bike rides. We have happy face rides. Those are for slow people who are trying to work their way up to the next level, which is the medium. And then we have fast rides. We have rides today, one that went 122 miles, one that went 10 miles, and one went 30 miles. All around the 5 boroughs. We go tri-state everywhere.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, how did you get involved with this event?
The organizer just called me and said, "Would you like a table?"
Oh, okay. That's simple enough. All right. And how do people find you again?
It's 5bbc.org. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all social media outlets. And if you go on the website, on the bottom, you can sign up for a newsletter. And once a week, we send out a newsletter to everyone to say, here are the rides this week.
Okay, and tell the viewers on how much it is to join this club.
So the first ride is free, and then it's $25 for the entire year. The $25 goes towards membership for the website and insurance. So there's nothing else in New York you can get for $25 for the whole year, and that's a family membership too.
Oh, that's excellent. So you have families doing this.
We have families, we have everyone.
Okay, great. So thank you, Wendy, for sharing that with us. All right. Greetings, this is Verona, the Destin reporter again, and I'm here with Lauren from Kabucha, and she is giving out samples from the Whole Foods.
Hi, it's so great to be here with you. So we're from Health Aid Kombucha. We're based in LA, and we partner with Whole Foods for a lot of events in Harlem. And so we're out here serving samples for a little while longer, so come out. And yeah, we're here almost every weekend doing a different event with Whole Foods.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so tell us about this product, this Health Aid Kombucha. I had it a little bit, but I'm not too sure about the health benefits. So we got to know the benefits about this.
Yeah, totally. So kombucha, I promise it's not scary. It's actually just fermented black tea, and then we add in cold-pressed organic fruit juices to give it some flavor. And what it does is it has healthy bacteria from a SCOBY of bacteria inside of the kombucha. And what that does is it makes your gut feel great. So we like to say it's like good for your gut, your digestive system. So your digestive system is where your body absorbs all the good nutrients from your food. And so by drinking this, you're making sure that bacteria is all healthy down there, and your body can get all the nutrients that it's getting from the foods that you eat.
All right, so we have something that's good for the gut. All right, you know what else is good for the gut? Dancing. So thank you very much, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you.
Greetings, this is Verona, the dancing reporter, and I'm here with Tony Rogers, and I cannot describe all the things that he's doing. So he's going to tell us what he is a part of. He is part of this Harlem community. So, Mr. Rogers, thank you for being here. So tell us where we can find you and where you are.
Well, my office and home is right on 13 West 122nd Street.
Okay.
I'm here because I'm the president of the Harlem Tourism Board, and we're one of the sponsors of the Skyscraper Race, which is in its 46th year. I was fortunate enough to know David Walker when he started it. What else? I am one of the co-founders of Harlem Week, which is going into its 44th year. And my birthday is next week.
Oh, nice. All
I'll
right.
be 71 years old.
Oh, yeah, 71 years young.
71 years young.
Okay. All
And
right.
have a wellness clinic also at 13 West 122nd Street.
Oh, wellness clinic. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I studied an ancient form of stress management and career. And we do, certain areas of the body, to help you reduce stress. And but the most important thing today is we're working with Whole Foods to allow for people to be aware of what's happening tomorrow. The bike race is going to be very important. It's going to be a component of the 2020 Olympics. Many of the riders will be getting points. Harlem is one of the locations. They're in about 12 cities. And in New York, Harlem was the site for it around Marcus Garvey Park. So people, if they're able to see this, can come out. If not, we'll be here every Father's Day.
Okay, yes, we're going to be here Father's Day. So as a matter of fact, happy Father's Day to you and to all the fathers out there. This is the 46th annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic. And this is Rhonda, the dancing reporter for Create Your World News.
Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, thank you. Okay, now Verona, the dancing reporter, dances, produces, edits. Now she's going to cycle. She's going to blend to get some juice. So, and she dances. Don't forget the dancing. So now I did all that dancing. I'm thirsty. I'm going to blend. I'm going to blend and get some juice to quench my thirst. And now she's going to adjust the seat for my height, which I think she did already. All right, here we go. I'm putting my feet in. No safety. Yes, it's better. No. Okay. No. What do you call it? No safety gear required for this one because I'm not moving anywhere. But if you got to cycle, make sure you have your helmet, the right helmet, and make sure it fits your head correctly. And then the right shoes. As we heard from Ken, safety, the gear has to be correct, depending on what kind of cycling you're doing. So now I got on shoes, but since I'm not going anywhere, I'm okay. All right. Here we go. So Judy is holding pineapple, mango, blueberries with some water. I'm going to blend it. So she's attaching it, and I've got to go pedal, and I haven't done this for a while, so, I have no power. I do have power. Bend backwards. Okay, now try. Get tied on me. I have power.
Okay, try it again.
Okay. See? Making me think I'm weak. These are strong thigh muscles. Well, they were strong muscles. Oh, nope. Bacon, eggs. What was it? Mango, blueberry, and pineapple smoothie. So let's see. All right. So instead of dancing, I'm cycling now. I do it all. I'm going down 9W actually. I'm visualizing. I'm going on the turn. I'm going straight. And my thighs are hurting.
All right, 1 second, stop. And now you're gonna blend the ice.
Oh, I gotta blend. I have to blend ice. And just because you dance or exercise and then you try something new, don't think that it's very easy. It's hard. It's hard. Till your body gets used to it.
That's
you gotta keep doing it. The first time is hard.
Cycling.
All right, now I'm blending the ice. I'm so glad I don't have to do this in the morning.
All right, we're done.
Oh, we're done, thank God. There is a creator. Thank you. All right, so this is Ron the Dancing Reporter at the 46th Annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic.
What's up, everybody? It's your host with the most, that's right, Amelia is more. I am here in front of Whole Foods to celebrate and bring awareness to the 46th Annual Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic. That is a tongue twister. And what's so special about it is it's all about racing, it's all about physical fitness, and it's all about the village of Harlem. We've had Olympic cyclists that participated and started right out here in the Harlem Classic, and then went on to be a silver medalist winner in the LA Olympics. Yes, I'm tongue twisted because I'm tucking out, but I'm about to have my smoothie from the blender bike, and yeah, that's about it. It's right here, your host Amelia is more.